changed it for today. From Country 105 to Luke 105. Luke Bryan hitting the Saddle Dome tonight. And joining us in the studio is about 48,000 people, and including Lee Brice.
48,000.
And Lee Brice is here, too. Thank you so much for joining us.
Dude, I'm so happy to be here. I was just telling them it's been a while since I sat in front of some listeners and some fans and a radio station. It feels like I'm just kind of getting started again. It's awesome.
We're going to have you play a coffee shop down the street later on this afternoon, too. Bring you back to your roots.
Well, you know, it's like when you first start out, you go visit a lot of stations. So I did that in the States for, a long time. And so now we're doing, shows with Luke, and you don't do it as much. So it's like up here, I haven't been able to visit all the stations and do that stuff. So it's nice to be able to come get back to this kind of, we're getting started and like, hey, here's some new songs. I'm a new artist and let's do it. It's fun.
Do you get up to Canada quite a bit?
Man, last year we came a couple of times. We were with Brad Paisley and we're up a few times, and this year we're up 2 or 3 times, and so I'm starting to, feel a little more at home up here.
Well, you know what? This is a great crowd, and clap, everyone. Let everyone know who you are here. That I'm not just making this up. Yeah. But you know what? We could have filled this entire building and outside of Eau Claire Market, because this today was a real hot ticket. Hey, guys?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're making me blush.
Well, I try, But thanks so much for coming by. He's going to play a couple of songs for us as well. Of course, you're on tour with Luke Bryan right now, and how's that been going?
Oh, man, it's awesome. I've known Luke. We came to town about the same time, Nashville, and just been buddies ever since. And so done a few tours together, and he's rocking right now. He's the biggest thing in the world, and he's just he's so humble and just really wants everybody to have a good time, all the fans. And so I think the tour, how he runs it and how everything goes down, I think it comes across like that to everybody, and I think it's going great, man. We're having a ball. Yeah.
Now, I read that you're on tour like, what, 200, or you're performing anyway, 200 days of the year at least?
At least, I'd say. But, hey, the iron's hot. You got to strike, and tomorrow, we're not promised tomorrow, so you got to just, get on it. And so, the only bad thing is being away from the family, but I'm making a priority to be back with the boys and Sarah every chance and make that time count when I'm home. But for now, man, we're glad to be doing what we're doing. And
how do you do it? How do you balance the time? I mean, it's not like you're just working down the street at the factory. You're
well,
across
you have
the country.
To plan it out ahead of time. Like, it's like last year I woke up and, if I had 3 days at home, sometimes they would go, well, there's just one little show you can go do on this one day, and it's real quick. But what that does is breaks up that only 3-day stint you have at home, and basically you only end up having a half a day here and a half a day there. So I learned from that. And so this year, out ahead of time, I said, look, these are the days that are going to be blocked. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm going to be home, and home as in, home, and not working and spending quality time. And so you just really have to get out in front of it and put your foot down. And it's hard to say no to a bunch of gigs, and so because they're coming a lot, they come all the time because you want to be appreciative of that. But really, life is about your family and first. And so I'm just having to put my foot down and say, no, these are the days I'm home, no matter what comes along. Like, this is what we're doing, and what I'm doing. And I just have to make it work.
Yeah. We're talking to Lee Brice, who's on tour right now with Luke Bryan tonight. Saddle Dome, going to be an amazing show. I know you do a lot of writing too. Do you love writing? Do you like the performing? Which one pops your clutch?
It's all one to me. When I was 10 years old, I wrote my first song because I was like, well, I need something to sing. I didn't know that other people wrote songs for people. I was like, I got to write me some songs. So I never stopped. So it was always writing and singing and playing and performing is one thing to me. It's just one thing. So it's hard to say what you like better, because it's all one thing. It's making music, producing music, and writing it and singing it, and then getting to enjoy it and like be up here and actually, impact people or not, and do your thing on stage. That's what we do it for.
So when did you start? Like, were you that little 5-year-old running around the house annoying all the relatives and putting on shows?
Yeah, anytime I was at grandmama's house, and from the time I can remember, 2 or 3 or 4 years old, my grandma had a piano, and I sat at it for hours. Now that I'm a daddy, I would have so appreciated that. If my 5-year-old Dakota sat down at a piano for 3 hours straight and we knew that we could just hear him in there tinkering, I'd be like, man, this is so easy. Like, he's such a good boy. I I did do that. That's all I did. And,
It's when they're gone, you can't see what they're doing. That's when you start getting scared, right?
Now you got to worry. You got to go look for them. And
why is the house so quiet?
But they knew where I was. I was sitting right around the corner playing that piano. And, you know, I turned 10. I think I wrote my first song and with a guitar, and I just taught myself a couple chords and just went from there, and it never stopped. So, you know, it's just kind of been a part of me forever. You know.
Well, Lee Brice is on tour right now with Luke Bryan, and enough of me talking to you. They want to hear some music, right? Don't you? That's why you're here. The song of your choice.
Well, we figured we'd play, you know, a couple things, but, you know, we could play, let's see, I thought maybe for the first song I could either do, like, A Woman Like You, or I could do Hard to Love, and I didn't know. I was going to let y'all pick. What do y'all think? Yeah? See, she was quick. Now, the other 20,000 are like, no, we wanted to hear Hard to Love, but she said it first, so here we go.
That's how that goes. Democracy.
The cool thing about this song is I truly think that this is the song that kind of got me on the track that I'm on now, which is the track I want to be on. We've been, you know, blessed, and we've had success and over the last couple of years and some number ones, and this was the start of it, I think. So thankful for this song. Last night, out of the blue, drifting off to the evening news, she said, honey, what would you do if you'd have never met me? I just laughed, said, I don't know. Well, I could take a couple guesses, though, and then I tried to dig real deep. Said, honey, honestly, I'd do a lot more offshore fishing. I'd probably eat more drive-through chicken. I'd take a few strokes off my golf game. If I'd never known your name, I'd still be driving that old green Nova. I probably never would have heard of yoga. I'd be a better football fan. But if I was a single man, alone and out there on the loose, well, I'd be looking for a woman like you. Well, I could tell that got her attention. So I said, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I wouldn't trade a single day for 100 years the other way. She just smiled and rolled her eyes, 'cause she's heard all of my lines. I said, come on, girl, seriously. If I hadn't been so lucky, I'd be shooting pool in my bachelor pad, playing bass in my cover band, stocking up cold Bud Light, poker every Tuesday night, yeah. I'd have a dirt bike in the shed, not one throw pillow on the bed. I'd keep my cash in a coffee can. But if I was a single man, alone and out there on the loose, well, I'd be looking for a woman like you. Well, she knows what a mess I'd be if I didn't have her here. So to be sure, I whispered in her ear, you know I get sick deep sea fishing, and you make the best fried chicken. I got a hopeless golf game. I love the sound of your name. I might miss that old green Nova, but I love watching you do yoga. I take a gold band on my hand over being a single man, 'cause honestly, I don't know what I'd do if I'd never met a woman like you. Yeah, that's the truth.
Lee Brice. Jeez, I feel like buying you dinner now. Wow, that's fantastic. Now, we do have a whole room full of people here. Congratulations, all you guys won your way in here today. Does anyone have a question you want to ask? You can just pop up to this microphone here or scream if you got good lungs or whatever.
Repeat it. What's up? Question. Everybody said, no, dude. What you tell us we're going to have to ask you questions.
Nothing. All right, wait, that's.
Then I bring you backstage practice. You know what? You see that guy back there in the left that's looking at me smiling right now? You catch him on the way out the door? I don't know. I honestly don't know, but he'll know. He'll know. It's not our show. It's Luke's show, but hey, you never know. All right, well, come. He might be able to find something, or not.
Way to put you on the spot.
But if I have anything to do with it, we'll figure something out for at least somebody. We'll figure something out. He's like, oh, God. I don't know if I can do it.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
His name is Ryan. Hey, Ryan. All the girls are like, hey, Ryan.
We're having a party in the studio this afternoon. Lee Brice is here with us. He's on tour with Luke Bryan, of course. How do you feel your time when you're not performing? Those days that you talked about that are so precious with your family, and you block those days off. How do you feel your day?
I mean, those are just honestly as much as I can be actually home in the house is good. But I mean, I want to go do quality stuff like. Truthfully, it's stuff that I grew up doing. Like I take Dakota fishing. I mean. We go make a slingshot out of a tree and rubber from an inner tube of a tire. I mean, like things that matter and that he'll remember and things that we'll connect with but I mean, so there's not a lot of time. I mean, I still do have to work some. When I'm home, I have to plan that time out. And I've been making a record. I'm finishing a record right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just did a vocal on the back of my bus riding down the Alaska Highway 2 nights ago at 3 in the morning, just because I needed this last part. I heard it. And getting the record mixed, but I was like, I got to get this sent. So then I'm using my iPhone to try to do this vocal and send it, and it's crazy, but it's fun. So I'm finishing a record, the little bit of time that I do have, and that's a big part of what's going on. But yeah, man, I love to fish. I love to fish, and I like to golf every now and then.
Yeah,
so
yeah, I'm a fisherman too. I got you. I hear that.
I want to do some fishing in the next few days. So let us know, if you got any ideas. Yes. You can. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure, if you want to.
I'm wondering what you do on those lonely nights when you miss your kids and you miss your wife.
Man, I'll sit there, and when I know that she's asleep, I'll talk to her until she's asleep. And of course, she goes to bed early, though, so I'm up at least 2 or 3 hours after her. So truthfully, man, mix me a cocktail and watch me a movie on the bus. I'm a movie buff. I like to, get away. But lately it's been working, But my work, when I say work, I mean, it's thinking about another part on a record or that kind of thing, or think about what the sequence should be on the album. So I've kind of been lately, it's been engulfed in work. But
do you call home every night?
Oh, I call home like 10 times a day. Every night, every day, every night.
Thank
Always.
you.
Lee Brice is in the studio with us this afternoon. Today in Canada, we were talking about this earlier off the air. It marks the Day of Honor to remember fallen Canadian soldiers during the war in Afghanistan. And I also wanted to talk to you with that in mind about I Drive Your Truck.
Yeah, man. This song, I Drive Your Truck, when I first heard it, it just killed me. It just killed me. I mean, it wasn't even necessarily, at that moment, it wasn't like a big military type of song. Although it's been kind of deemed as that, and it is really that. It came from that, the original story. But I just thought about my granddaddy, and when I was a kid, he was a dairy farmer, and I was driving his truck around when I was 7 years old around the farm, and that's the kind of things that I'll never forget, and so that's how it hit me at first. Of course, he was actually a paratrooper. He, parachuted into the Battle of the Bulge. He was a great military man, and so it does have a double meaning for me, but for a lot of folks, when people sign up that part of their life, I mean, it's like their whole life. It's like they're gone and they disappear, and they, and then they come back a year later or a few months later. And so we're talking about me being on the road a lot. I still get home every week for a day or two, or every 2 weeks for a day or two, or, a lot of people have to be gone so long and so much. And then there's mamas raising babies by themselves, and just another long list of so many more things that come from the sacrifice of just signing up to sign up for your country to protect it and to be a part of the military. So, and we've lost people, and that's obviously the ultimate sacrifice. And this memorial is really cool that these are days that are set aside just to remember that. And so this song really has a lot of meanings, but it definitely has a meaning on a day like today.
Yeah. Love to hear it.
Okay.
If you could do that for us.
We'll try. $0.89 in the ashtray, half-empty bottle of Gatorade rolling in the floorboard. That dirty Braves cap on the dash, dog tags hanging from the rear view, old skull cannon cowboy boots, and a goat army shirt folded in the bag. This thing burns gas like crazy, but that's all right. People got their ways of coping, and I got mine. I drive your truck, I roll every window down, and I burn up every back road in this town. I find the field, I tear it up till all the paint's a cloud of dust. Yeah, sometimes I drive your truck. Yeah, I leave that radio playing, same old country station where you left it. Yeah, man, I crank it up. You'd probably punch my arm right now if you saw this tear rolling down on my face. Yeah, man, I'm trying to be tough. Oh, but Mama asked me this morning if I'd been by your grave. Well, that flag and stone ain't where I feel you anyway. I drive you truck, I roll every window down, and I burn up every back road in this town. I tear it up till all the paint's a cloud of dust. Yes, sometimes I drive a old truck. Well, I've cussed, I prayed, I said goodbye, I shook my fist and asked God why. But these days when I'm missing you this much, yeah, I drive your truck, I roll every window down, and I burn up every back road in this town. I find a field, I tear it up till all the paint's a cloud of dust. Yes, sometimes, brother, sometimes I drive your truck. I drive your truck. I hope you don't mind. I know you won't mind. I drive your truck. Yeah. Oh. Thank you.
Brice. You got the voice of an angel, brother.
Oh, man. Got a little bit of a...
Why is it every time you sing a song at the end, I feel all romantic? It's getting awkward in here.
Oh,
no, that's really nice. That's fantastic. He's on tour with Luke Bryan. I just got word, by the way, my phone was buzzing previous to your song there. Apparently,
during
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
They've released a few more seats to the show tonight. They're single seats, but there's some more chances. So
Well,
get
then
up there
we'll
and see the
figure
show.
something out.
Now, you were mentioning earlier about you're working on a new album.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that because your new single is called "I Don't Dance."
Yeah.
And we're going to hear that in just a second. So tell me about the new album.
Man, so, just trying to, when I got done with Hard to Love, the album, I was so proud. We worked hard on it. I learned so much during the process.
Which is a fabulous album, by the way.
Thank you.
Excellent,
so
excellent
so
album.
much. And, I've learned, ever since I've been making music, you learn. And so it was really cool to get done with Hard to Love. But I was a little frustrated because I was like, oh, now I've learned all this stuff. Now I just want to go make another album.
Yeah.
And so I started immediately.
That's when it starts getting real. Now the
it's
work
like,
begins, right?
Yeah, you're like, okay, now I really kind of got a grip on how to do this right. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And then you think, I thought I knew something then, but now I've learned even more. So for the last 2 years, I've been making this new record, and I think it's going to be called I Don't Dance. And because it's, it's me growing into who I am more and more, musically and personally and lyrically, and so I'm pushing the boundaries of. I love all kind of music. I'm a country boy. I listened to country music growing up. I got older though, and I just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I got into me some Guns N' Roses and.
There's
everything
AC/DC
from
in your
Aerosmith,
collection somewhere. I know there
AC/DC,
is.
And there was always Hank Jr. in Alabama and all that stuff. But then there was John Mayer and there's just many bands. I mean, hip hop and R&B and rock and just blues. And so all of that, the things that I've learned since I started getting into college, and you grow into your own self as I'm a music person. It wasn't just what I heard at home. I just don't want to be afraid to. If I'm writing a song, like sometimes some R&B comes out of me, or sometimes some rock comes out of me, and there's always a base of country music of just who I am, a redneck from South Carolina, but still love all kind of music. So this record's pushing the boundaries even further of those other genres musically that are just in me coming out.
And it's nice to see that more and more in country music, because we're, of that age, we all grew up, like you said, with a little bit of rock, a little bit of ZZ Top, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
When Johnny Cash and Waylon Jennings and all those guys came out, they weren't country.
Right.
They were rock stars.
Yeah. They were the rebels and outlaws
back then. They were the rebels of any
too.
music, It's just kind of, and so that's how it is. And so it's always, you're in the moment and people say, well, it's not real country. Well, it's just music to me, and this record is just my music. I mean, it is. I think it's definitely a country record because, like I said, I'm just a redneck from South Carolina, and that's who I am. And that's the most prevalent thing. But hey, there's a lot of sides to it, my music, and I don't mind letting songs sound different. I don't want everything to sound the same. I want somebody to go through the record and not get tired of any song at all. I don't want them to skip anything.
Yeah.
And so that's the goal, and so that's what I've been doing.
Excellent.
And
when's it coming out?
It's looking like it'll be actually out like late August. So
perfect.
I'm almost done with it. I've been, like I said, on the bus, downloading mixes and going, no, we got to, trying to get mixed up, the last few touches of it. But and so one of the first song off of it was "I Don't Dance," and it's my favorite song that I've ever written and been a part of, and it was very true, just a song for my wife before we got married. Which 4/21/13, bam, right there on my arm.
You tattooed it.
Oh,
Genius.
Yeah, but I know it was genius until I realized that if I forget about it, then I have no
then you're
excuse.
totally
I'm
screwed.
Yeah. But this was for our first dance before we had that dance. And then the song just kind of turned out to be special. You never know. We write songs all the time, so I can write a good song any day of the week. It's just what I do. It's just like you can do a good show every day. You do this every day. But some days, it's just magic. For whatever reason, and that song came out magic, and so we were excited to have it out now.
Excellent. Well, I've got it here. I'm going to play it. I want to thank you so much for coming
you
in today. And I know you're going to mingle and hang out with all these people that came in to see you and who are playing hooky from where. Oh, you have a question? Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. Come on over.
And I had tickets when we came with Brad Paisley, and he was sicker than a dog, and he couldn't go, and he was so sad, and he's listening right now. So I was just wondering if you could say hi to Declan for me.
Declan?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, Declan, are you there? Is he listening?
No, he's in his truck working, listening.
Okay. Well then, hey, Declan, we're thinking about you. Luckily, we only have like 20,000 people in the studio, so we're gonna try to get it, tickets and for some folks if they want to go tonight. Maybe y'all can come if you're not working. Talk to you later, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, and thanks so much for coming in here tonight, and we really appreciate it. I know you got to get back for sound check and all
Yeah.
that, but taking some time to talk to our listeners here at,
Dude, this
at
is
Luke
awesome.
105 today.
Thank y'all so much, Luke 105.
Luke 105.
Thank y'all so much. One day we'll make it Lee 105. man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Next
know,
time
let's
you're
get ready
through,
to
you
go.
betcha.
Thank
All
y'all.
right.
Cool, man. Fun times. Any of y'all want to take a picture or say hey or anything? Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Here, let me put this guitar up.